Laws Act, DAWES.
DAWES. And you can go on the internet and find that right away. You can actually find the whole series of laws. It's called the Felix Cohen Federal Indian Laws. And it starts off with the Dawes Act, followed by the Dawes Rolls. So this Roll Commission is an adaptation of that same procedure they used back in the early 1800s. And it's coming our direction, and it's coming in such a way where one of the things they're going to try to do is they're going to try to do this legislation through what they call proxy voting. In other words, people like OHA, people like the civic clubs, are going to be able to say all their people on their list are party to this thing, and they're all going to become American. Now, I believe there's a lot of us sitting here that don't agree with that philosophy. And I think that we need to become much more aware of it, because this is coming down so fast. It's coming down so fast. If I'm not mistaken, the Hawaii Roll Commission have already met twice. And they're in full bloom, and they're just waiting for things to settle down just a little bit. I believe probably in the next couple of weeks you're going to start hearing about it again in a very large way.
I have a clip of one of the Roll Commissions, the entire meeting, so you can get an idea of what they're talking about. And you also have then Scott Wong and Makei Kao giving their view of what they basically perceive of what it's about. Sorry.
Pono has documented that, and it's on YouTube right now. For your information, you guys can go look and go see the actual hearing. And one of the things you're going to see is they talk very little about the Hawaiian, about where we stand as a people. Because frankly, they don't care where we stand. They're going to try to do this anyway. The only thing that can stop them that I understand, and I'm always into proactive moves, because reaction is after you get screwed. You know, they always talk about, well, we can mitigate. Well, mitigate means after you screw me, then we'll decide the price. If I may, I'm going to read to you from an article I wrote, and it was printed in the Hawaii Island Journal in 2003. And please bear with me, I'm just going to read it because it gives you some historical timings so you understand how, even if they were successful, the object is to get you to believe it, get your name, so they can say that they got it, and they're going to turn around and show you how that program is illegal under the United States Constitution, but your name has already been gotten. So they're going to double screw you. So like I said, back then they had used my picture in this 3-page colored brochure, high gloss brochure about federal recognition. I didn't like that. It really offended me very badly because I'm a very recognized person in the Hawaiian community. And so I went and filed suit against the OHA and our congressional delegates. That includes the Kaka and all them guys. It wasn't because I thought I was going to win anything. It was only to slap them in the head, let them know somebody else was listening. So, bear with me as I read this. I have a hard time seeing too. I would like to inform the readers of the Hawaii Island Journal that there's a full 3-page double-sided brochure that was produced by OHA, calling for the federal recognition of the Hawaiian people under United States domestic law. This is the same story OHA and the Hawaii congressional body has been promoting. They've been using this issue of trust benefits to promote federal legislation. But they have failed to tell you the whole story, and have been using scare tactics to entice Hawaiians into believing that the only way for Hawaiians to survive is to accept wardship or extinguishment. OHA, the supposed representative of state-controlled arm of the civilian military occupying government, the state of Hawaii, has gone way out of its way to ensure that the only information that the only information that you'll get is to support continued domination and subjugation of the Hawaiian people. And is expressed through the public meetings that are currently held statewide. Now, as you know, they've been attempting this over and over again through federal recognition, through Kawinoa, through this Rules Commission they're doing now. They've done this several different times, at least 5 times already, yeah. Okay. So in the middle of this brochure is my picture. I'm Hank Ferguson, and I'm a very strong voice of opposition to any manner of federal recognition under United States domestic law. For those who may see this brochure, please understand that this is a ploy of misinformation designated to make other nationalists feel like that if the Nakua, of which I am, are in support, then perhaps they should follow. This is certainly not the truth. In fact, I'm totally against the Akaka bill and its goal of federal recognition. In response to this attempt to utilize my photograph to promote the Akaka bill, I've launched a federal lawsuit against the Hawaii Congressional Delegation and the Office of Hawaiian Affairs. The following is a timeline to assist in understanding the real truth. In 1893 was the illegal overthrow of the Hawaiian Kingdom. In actuality, a military invasion that continues disguised as a state government. 1897, Hawaii annexed to the United States, but not by United States constitutional standards. And that was because of the Kue petition in which 38,000 Hawaiians opposed annexation.
Dispel the doctrines of discovery. Well, the doctrines of discovery falls under the paper bulls which Europe had adopted. And that's all part of manifest destiny doctrine. So that we can see in that it's a moot issue, you know, it's something that should be just discarded.
Shouldn't even be discussed.
Yeah, because
bypass all that.
yeah, because the Kingdom of Hawaii was recognized as a sovereign nation,
That was, yeah, it is.
a neutral, friendly nation.
Yes.
So all of its participation has been as a nation. And now they're trying to say, oh yeah, we're like the Indians. We're not like the Indians. Because Hawaii participated in international affairs. In fact, Hawaii was the first one that recognized the sovereignty and independence of Argentina. Hawaii was one of the early signatories of the law of neutrality. I mean, there was so many things that Hawaii did.
That was ahead of the
Exactly.
So they're a joke.
Socialized medicine started right here, Queens Hospital. Socialized medicine. You look at all of our ali'i and the legacies they left behind. Iolani for maternity, you had Lunalilo for the old aged, you had Pauahi for the education. You know, so our ali'is weren't anything to, you know, say, oh, well, they didn't do anything. But they were avant-gardes to the time and period that the nation was thriving. And people forget it. Hawaii was one of the most progressive nations in the world at that time.
Have any booklet out?
Thank you.